Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the SJ Logistics India Limited Q4FY25 earnings conference call hosted by Q2FY26 LLP. As a reminder, all participant lines will remain in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal the operator by pressing star then zero on your touch-tone telephone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I would now like to hand the call over to Mr. Gautam Kothari from Q2FY26 for opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Q4 and FY25 earnings conference call of SJ Logistics India Limited. Today on this call, we have with us Mr. Rajan Shah, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Ranjan Gupta, Finance Controller. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on beliefs, opinions, and expectations as of today. Actual results may differ. The statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. A detailed safe harbor statement is given on the second page of the investor presentation of the company, which has been uploaded on the stock exchange and company's website as well. With this, I now hand over the call to Mr. Rajan Shah for his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Gautam. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on our earnings call following our successful listing on NSE Emerge platform from December 2023. We hope that all of you had a chance to review our investor presentation, which is available on stock exchange as well as on our website. Let me first introduce myself. I am Rajan Shah. I am Rajan H. Shah, the Chairman and Managing Director, a Chartered Accountant, qualified Chartered Accountant from since 1990, and I bring over 25 years experience in shipping and international logistics and corporation. I lead the business development, legal, compliance, and strategic decisions, and have been closely involved in driving the company's growth and the direction. I will first talk about the SJ Logistics. Basically, SJ Logistics into the multimodal logistics as well as the supply chain powerhouse. We have a headquarters based in Thane, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Plus, we have our offices in Singapore as well as in Dubai, and our technological and other alignment with the overseas agency network is more than 100 countries, which enable us to serve diversify industries vertical from textiles, heavy engineering, as well as the power transmission, pharmaceuticals, as well as agro products and the chemicals. And basically, our major activities are ocean freight. Under the ocean freight, we do the freight forwarding, international freight forwarding, and we are more into the project cargo. If you see our performance 2 years back and now, our major participation has switched from the textile industry to the power transmission power projects. That is a project cargo, transmission power as well as the earth-moving equipment. So the participation exactly we have shown how it has increased and what percentage is that increasing financial year 24-25. It is already there, and Mr. Ranjan Gupta will definitely give you the facts and figures on that. Basically, what we do, freight forwarding activity, basically a flagship vertical. And since we have started this operation 25 years back, our major activity was freight forwarding in first one and a half decades. Then slowly, gradually, we started adding on the other activities also. But freight forwarding, initially when we started, we were doing a lot of steel commodities. Then we switched to the textile commodity. And textile commodities, our major participation as well as the business is concerned from last 1 decade. Now, last 5 years, 6 years, gradually we have started handling the project cargo and mainly to the power transmission power, which are mainly going to the Latin America as well as to the African sectors. And our participation has gone up as far as this vertical is concerned. So, we do a freight forwarding that includes the ocean freight. Ocean freight includes means port to port delivery. That delivery we start from one port to delivery to the another port. We have also specialized our activity as far as DAP shipments, particularly DDP shipments. We do a lot of DAP shipments activity, that is delivery at the destination, and all the duty paid delivery also we do. The transmission tower project which goes to the African and Latin American continent, basically we have to do a lot of compliance at the destination. And what happens, being a landlocked country, mainly into the African as well as Latin American countries, the cargo always gets discharged at the other country's port. I will just give you an example. Presently, we are handling a cargo which is going to Ecuador as well as to the Bolivia. But the cargo will get discharged at either at Chile or at the Peru. And we have to do the documentation clearance at the Chile or at the Peru, wherever the cargo is going respectively. And from there, we have to do trucking, take the container to the site, offload the material, and bring it back to the respective port again. So this requires a specialization job. A specialization compliance has to be required. So we have our partners sitting there who are doing all this, and this is what we have developed in last 5 years. And that's the reason, yes, definitely there is a competition, but as far as our service is concerned, as far as this transmission tower project is concerned, dependency from all these transmission tower major manufacturers in India, they know our services very well, and they are quite comfortable with us, and that kind of comfort we have developed with them in last 2 years. So that is our major activity what we are doing as of now. And along with that, we are also handling the yarn and a textile commodity cargo, which is originated from India as well as internationally also. So we are not only handling the cargo which is originated from India, but also from the Southeast Asia region like Vietnam, China, Indonesia, then many other countries. And the cargo which goes to the Latin American sector as well as to the African sectors, European sectors, North American sectors. Coming to the continent, what happens? We have a lot of shippers based in Singapore. They are into the textile industry. They source their material either from India or from Southeast Asian station. They are their nominated agents basically, and we issue our house BL to them for the first leg BL as well as for the second leg BL. And what happens in that case, the cargo control, when we issue the bills of lading, cargo control always remains with us. So that is a comfort which additionally we give to our clients in Singapore. And cargo which is originated from India as well as from countries, we handle that. We do their ocean freight for port to port, as whenever they require delivery at the door, we provide their services also. The transmission tower project is basically originated from India. We have few clients from India, direct manufacturers. We handle their volume business basically, which is from the east part of India as well as from the western and northern part of India. And this cargo goes to the Latin American as well as to the African sectors. And coming back to the other forwarding activities, we handle agro product also, pharmaceutical product also, chemical product also. But our major contributor is textile as well as the project cargo. Project cargo we handle because it's a consistent business which we get throughout the year. The consistency of the business is very high because this kind of project remains for 3 years to 2 years with our customers, and in turn they also give the commitment for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So that kind of commitment we have, the consistency of business is always there. And that's why we have slowly and gradually we are increasing our participation as well for this project cargo is concerned. We also do earth moving equipment because there are a lot of earth moving equipment like Caterpillar, Cat, Ham, which goes from India to the Middle East as well as to the Upper Gulf and Gulf sectors. So we have also specialized in that. We have a lot of ODC cargos which are going to these sectors. ODC cargo means it's over-dimensional cargo which doesn't fit into the container. It fits into the 40-feet flat rack or 20-feet flat rack or the open-top containers. So there are different types of containers. Box containers, you have open-top containers, you have flat rack containers. So this commodity we handle, we do the lashing, chalking at the port, we give them the specialized services. These are the services which everyone doesn't provide. Yes, There are competition. There is a competition, but this is what we have developed in last many years now. So we are specializing in this, and we do a lot of cargo earth moving equipment as well as the power transmission, power project is concerned, and textile is concerned. But by no means we restrict ourselves only to these three commodities, but our major business comes from these major three activities. Now, coming back to the NVCC division. NVCC division is basically a non-vessel operator common carrier, where we have our own when I say our own container can be our own, which belongs to us. The ownership of the container is with the company, or we take the container on the lease from the market, which is on the monthly lease, and we also take the container on hire to purchase. That is a lease to purchase. So we have a contract of 5 years, 3 years. It can be of 10 years also. So slowly and gradually, once we pay this leasing and after the expiry of the period, the ownership of the container gets transferred. This NVCC business is basically within the continent, but in past few years, it has started with the Mediterranean Sea. Some of the operators now going to Italy also, and also to the East African sectors like Mombasa, that is Nairobi, as well as to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Because we have a lot of cargo moving to these sectors. Because 70% of the African countries are still landlocked countries. So many of the countries. I will just give you an example, like Addis Ababa, Kampala, Kigali. The gateway is Mombasa or the Dar es Salaam. The cargo always goes to this port, and from there, by trucking, it goes to the this particular countries. So there are lot of compliance licensing which is required, and also you require a timely transportation, because you know that suppose if the cargo is cleared and if you don't get the trucks on the time, you have a lot of detention and damage which incurs on cargo, and which is definitely very high. So we have to have our services in place where once the cargo is reached, once the clearance is done, we have to make sure that they get the tracking and the cargo is taken to the destination. So this is a specialized job, and specialized job which is required by all the people, all the concerning at the destination. So this kind of specialization job which we have developed either by our own team or by our associate partners sitting there at the destination. So these kind of jobs we take, and it's a special job, and we are doing this from last many years now. So we know what are the complications, what are the advantages we have over and above our competitors. So NVCC division, coming back to NVCC division basically always operates within the continent, where we have our own containers, and we take these slots from the vessel operators. The difference between freight forwarding and the NVCC operations is that where here freight forwarding, where the container ownership as well as the vessel, it is always with the main liner. Like you must have seen MSC, Maersk, TMS, TGS, Hapag. They are the main liner operators, and they go across the continent and in the continent. Whereas NVCC operation majorly done within the continent, where we have our own containers and we take the slots from the vessel operator. Here the vessel operator, they don't have their own containers. They give the slots to the NVCC operator like us. There are many players in the market. So we are also one of them, and slowly, gradually we are increasing our participation in NVCC. And last year, only few months where we have started NVCC operation, but the full operation and the effect of the NVCC operation will be seen in this financial year, that is 25-26. So NVCC operation is one area where we can see a major growth in coming year, and I am sure that the growth what we had in the last 1.5 years after we got listed, we will be having a better growth as far as NVCC division is concerned, and even the freight forwarding is concerned. We also had a ITA, our own ITA, where we started our air traffic and air freight. Air freight also last year, as I was talking in my past investors meet also, that the major impact of air traffic as well as the NVCC operations will see the impact in this coming financial year, and I'm sure that we'll have a very good numbers as far as these two verticals are concerned. So definitely we will be growing, and we will have a very right, and we are going in a very right way. We are going in a very right direction. Our strategies are very, very clear. And freight forwarding also we are doing very, very nicely. And not only that, we are increasing our local participation. As of now, the major cargo what we have generated in last financial year is from northern, western, and the part of India. The current year we are also planning to have our own presence as far as South India is concerned. Definitely that is the area as far as SJ Logistics is concerned, it is untouched. So we have a lot of scope going that side and getting a cargo from that particular area also. This is as far as India is concerned. And we are also increasing our participation globally. As of now also my team is in Germany. We have got American Airlines network conference there. So our 3 team members are already there in Germany. So 2 of our directors, my son and our other director, Kulshekhar Kumar, they are also there in Germany. So we attend this kind of conference and we exchange the business with each other, and we have a lot of opportunities. So I can see that there will be an ample opportunity, and there will be definitely a growth. But considering the geopolitical conditions, we have to have good strategy where we can make money, where we can increase our participation in business. So, often there are a lot of tariffs which were being laid by the US government, and there was no cargo movement from China. And again, he has given a 90 days relief to China. So again, the rates are gone up. So these are all geopolitical conditions which keeps on changing. At the same time, there are a lot of ample opportunity where you have this kind of position. You get this less number of space, less number of containers, where the rates has gone up, the margins are going up. So we have an ample opportunity where we have a strategy where we can grow, and we'll definitely grow. So from here I will just hand over to Ranjan Gupta for the giving the results and explaining about the Q4 and as well as the financial year 24-25. Thank you very much. Just hold on.
Thank you, sir, and good afternoon, everyone. Let me now present the financial performance highlights of SJ Logistics for the Q4 and full year ended financial year 25. In Q4 financial year 25, the company reported consolidated revenue of 141.72 crores, marking a robust year-on-year growth of 60.1%. EBITDA came in at 23.26 crore, reflecting a significant increase of 205% year-on-year, with the EBITDA margin expanding by 780 basis points to 16.4%. Profit after tax stood at 14.83 crores, up 108.3% year-on-year, while the PAT margin improved by 250 basis points to 10.5%. For the full year financial year 24-25, consolidated revenue rose to 102.5 crores, a strong 85.5% growth over the previous year. EBITDA increased by 156% year-on-year to 75.39 crores, with margins improving by 410 basis points to 15%. PAT for this year was 52.49 crores, which was up 132% year-on-year, with PAT margins rising to 10.4% and expansion of 210 basis points. This impressive result reflects the company's sustained momentum, operational excellence, and improved margin realization across all business segments, particularly in high-value cargo and newly launched service. Looking at the revenue breakup for financial year 24-25, ocean freight remained the largest contributor, delivering 267 crore revenue from ordinary high-value freight cargo, within a total ocean cargo revenue of 472 crores, and 87% year-on-year growth over financial year 23-24. Breaking it down further, yarn and yarn commodities grew from 137 crore in financial year 23-24 to 187 crores in financial year 24-25, marking a growth of 35%. ODC tire and project cargo surged from 105 crores to 267 crores, registering an impressive 153% growth. And our newly launched air cargo vertical, despite being introduced mid-year, contributed 14 crores, approximately 2.8% of the top line, demonstrating encouraging early traction. The NBOCC segment generated 16.22 crores, accounting for around 3.2% of total revenue, with strong support from our operations in the Gulf and North Africa. Project cargo continued to be a key driver of profitability, supported by structured high-margin assignments. Additionally, we witnessed strong momentum in the shipment of yarn, ferrometals, ferro commodities, and heavy equipment, further diversifying and strengthening our revenue streams. Financial year 24-25 has been a transformative year for SJ Logistics. From listing to expanding into newer territories and launching high potential, we have laid a strong foundation for long-term value creation. Our early investments in asset-light scalability, compliance, and partner networks are beginning to pay off not just in financial terms, but in the trust we are building with our global clientele. We remain committed to expanding thoughtfully, executing responsibly, and communicating transparently. We are grateful for the trust of our shareholders, partners, and employees who are part of this exciting journey. With this, we now open the floor for questions.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use their handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from the line of Rohit Singh from MS Analytics Advisory. Please go ahead.
Hello, I'm audible. Hello.
Hello.
I'm audible.
Yes, Rohit, please go ahead.
Yeah, not very clear, sir. Yeah, please.
Hello. Now it's
Hello.
clear.
Yeah.
So my first question is on guidance side. Could you please share the complete baseline and bottom line guidance for FY26?
I'm sorry, your audio is not coming in clear. Could you please use your handset and ask your question?
Hello. Now it's clear, sir.
Yeah, it's slightly better.
Go ahead.
Sir, could you please share the company's top line and bottom line guidance for FY26, including any key assumptions or drivers behind this projection?
25-26.
Yes.
The projection definitely you have seen the growth in last 1.5 years after our listing. So definitely we have a strategy and we are also adding on the locations, not only within India but outside India also. Our participation is going to go up. And the result what you are seeing, where we have a major 472 crores of our top line is coming only from one activity. And where we mentioned that we are expecting a very good growth as far as NVSCC operations and the air cargo shipments are concerned. So definitely we have tentative idea that we will grow, but to predict the exact numbers and to give the exact number is very difficult because we have just had 2 months gone. So practically it will be very difficult. But yes, seeing the past growth, I can only assure you that the growth will be there and it will be much better.
Okay, sir. My second question is,
Yes.
for the
So if you
past
can
3 months,
please allow a few more months, then definitely when we talk again or when we have a meet or whatever, then we can definitely come with some concrete tentative ideas. It is too early because 10 months are still remaining. Yeah.
and my second question is, over the past 2-3 months, there has been reports of phantom demand emerging in US region. How is the company attacking this trend?
Sir, again your voice is...
Hello? Hello?
Now, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, please.
Sir, my second question is, over the past 2-3 months, there has been report of phantom demand emerging in the US region. How is the company assessing this trend in terms of sustainability, and what impact do you anticipate on realization in the coming months? Additionally, could you comment on how ongoing US tariffs are expected to affect the company's performance going forward?
So I will tell you, see, if you see the major traffic or the major ocean freight or the delivery destination or the DAP shipment or the DDP shipment, our major participation is with Latin American continent as well as with the African continent. Our major share of the business from US is not even in double digit. So it's not going to impact so much, but yes, definitely there will be a hike as far as the freights are concerned. And we don't know what will be the tariff after 90 days and what will be the policies they will be coming out after 90 days. They may extend by another few more months, or they may go with the tariff. But as far as SJ Logistics business is concerned, our business to North America is not very remarkable. Yani, our major thrust is to Latin America as well as to the African sectors, not to North America.
That's all from my side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Pranav Shrimal from Pink Wealth. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello. I hope I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, congrats on the great set of numbers, sir. My first question is bookkeeping question, essentially. Sir, what would be our standalone tax rate?
25%.
Sorry, 25%.
25% it is, yes.
25. I was just going through the cash flow, and I think the tax that we have paid is a little different. That is why I was just asking one question. Okay. So our tax rate will be around 25%.
Yes, it will be around 25%. 25%.
And sir, also our fixed assets have increased a lot. So is there, if you could just throw some light on the capex that we have done this year, and going forward also, what is the capex that we are expecting in FY26?
So basically, we have bought some containers. As sir was mentioned that we have started this NBOCC operations. So NBOCC operations require containers which are owned by us. So we have a mix of containers that are being owned or leased or hired. So there are a few number of containers that we have taken on lease purchase basis. So those containers are capitalized as per accounting standard, and corresponding finance lease liability has been booked. So that is the reason that you can see the increase in fixed asset.
See, this is a fixed asset that is because of the accounting standard. Corresponding liability also we have shown in the balance. It is not entirely we have done a capex. Slowly and gradually, once we pay the lease rental, and as per our agreement with the container suppliers, once we pay and once we over with the leasing period, the hire purchase and leasing period, then assets will be automatically get transferred in company's name. Not now. But this is as per the accounting standard. It's not that we have spent 40 crores to the capex.
Okay.
Yeah. This is as per the accounting standard because we have to be, yeah.
And sorry. How long is the lease for?
Sorry? 5 years.
So what is the 5 years?
Yeah, I will tell you how it happened. See, legally we cannot have a contract more than 5 years. Okay. So it can go up to 15 years also. It can go up to 10 years also. Depend on the supplier as well as our requirement also. Suppose if we have a cash flow and when we can see that okay, we can repay 100 or 200 containers or 500 containers residual value of the container, then definitely we'll repay that at that time and we'll capitalize and the container ownership will start belonging to us. Okay. So it all depends on the futuristic, means on next another 3 to 5 years. So as of now, the contracts are 5 years and normally it remains up to between 5 to 10 years. Not less than 5 and not more than 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it, sir.
Yeah.
And any future capex plans for FY26?
No, we don't foresee any future capex plan.
No.
Investing in the containers, and we have already been investing in the containers. So containers are basically our capex, and we are on it.
Okay. And
See, CapEx also will be on our generation out of the NVCC operations. It is not that we will be doing any CapEx out of our other activities generation. Okay. So whatever we generate out of NVCC operation, the portion of it will be going to the CapEx. And that also some percentage. So we have a very clear strategy. It will be out place, but at the same time, when you do an NVCC operation, today or tomorrow you have to have your own containers, but you have to go gradually, slowly. You cannot spend capex in the first year or the 2 years. So it takes some time, but yes, definitely gradually and over the period, out of the number of containers, some percentage every year will be start buying. But first 2-3 years we have no plan.
Understood, sir. And lastly, one last question, sir. If I could get a debtor aging. How many of our debtors have more than 6 months? Yeah.
What happened? I will tell you what happened. See, basically, when I was talking about the transmission tower project. Transmission tower projects normally it goes to the Latin American as well as to the African sectors. And as of now, we have a few projects which are going to Ecuador, Bolivia in Latin America, and Kampala in Kigali to the African sector. So how it happens? Normally, our credit pay, how it starts, I will tell you. See, once we take the bills of lading, we raise the invoice, which includes the ocean freight as well as the local charges which are incurred in India, as well as the documentation charges, and also the destination charges are also included in our invoices because we raise the invoice. Okay. So what happens? Normally, the transit period from India going to Latin America, normally voyage takes around 75 to 90 days. Depends on the transit transshipment point, availability of the vessel at transshipment point. So normally it is around 75 to 90 days. And once the delivery is reached to the destination, in this case it is Chile. Suppose Arica, Chile. So container gets discharged at Arica, Chile, and when I'm talking about the power transmission, normally each consignment is around 40 to 50 containers, a single shipment. Okay. So these containers goes to this destination, discharge at the destination after the compliance of all the documentation. Normally what happens, I'm telling you, the transmission tower project for any country, electrification cargo is always a duty-free cargo. So what happens, suppose the Bolivia and Chile, if that treaty says that okay, it has to be, for Bolivia it has to be 100% duty free. So what happens, the electricity board of the Bolivia will send the certification to the revenue department that okay, the containers which are coming to electrification has to be 100% duty free. But the revenue department will then approach to the revenue department of Chile and depends on that treaty whether it will be 100% concessional rate or 25% or 15%. Because Chile will say when the containers are landing in my country, I should lose my revenue. So depends on the treaty between both these countries. There are lot of specialized job or the compliance or the documentation which are required before the cargo arrives. So that is what actually I was mentioning. That is our USP. So this kind of all jobs is handled by us, our team, as well as our counterpart team. So once the cargo reaches there, all the documentation normally takes around 7 to 15 days, the maximum 15 days. So adding on to the ocean transit period, 15 days. And from there, the loaded container goes to the site and empty container from the site comes back to the discharge port. We have to drop the empty boxes at only. So normally the entire process takes around 135 to 160 days. And our credit period starts 30 days after the discharge. And normally our credit policy is very clear. We don't provide any big customer any clean credit. By saying clean credit means we have to have their cargo in our hand where the consistency of the business is there. Then only we provide them the credit period. And why we give this kind of credit period to them? Because the project cargo, that is the transmission tower and the earthmoving equipment cargo, our margins are quite fantastic. It can range between 18% to 3% sometimes. So this kind of margin we get. So normally we always try to balance between the other commodities and the transmission tower project commodities. And what happens traditionally, you know very well, you are in the market. So March month is always, you have a lot of shipments going. So when you are seeing this spot data, that is because we had a lot of shipments which has gone in the last fortnight of the March. So that has given the effect. Nothing else. So normally for project cargo we have to give around 130 to 160 days credit. Depends. Suppose if cargo is at 130 days, then 150 days, 160 days. But for other commodities, it is not more than 90 days.
Okay. So for project financing, it is around 135 to 160 days, and normally it is 90 days.
90 days. Normally 90 days.
Normally 90 days. And lastly, just one last question. The receivables that we have on our books, most of them are corporates who will definitely pay back within the next 3-4 months.
And as a policy from the beginning, when I started this business, I made it very clear that there will not be doing business with any other third party. If you see the list of customers we have direct manufacturers and direct shippers only. And if you see our past balance sheets, you will not find any single bad debt. So our policy is very clear, irrespective of any big client. If I don't just come in hand, then they have to pay me and take the delivery of the cargo. I will just tell you, I will explain you how it works. Basically, when we talk about the credit policy, the biggest advantage in our industry is that the control of the cargo is always with us. And until we get the payment. Suppose we are doing 10 containers. I will just give you an example. 10 containers from Nhava Sheva to Antwerp. And you are doing business for the first time with me. You said, okay, 10 containers, Rajan bhai, mera Nhava Sheva se aap mere ko Antwerp mein dijiye. I gave you the rate. Rate is agreed by you. Fine, that is my margin. I will send 10 containers from Nhava Sheva to Antwerp. Okay. Suppose if I don't have any other business coming before this container reaches to the Antwerp, then I credit ends with you. Even though if we have agreed with the 60 days credit or 25 days credit, suppose if Antwerp is taking only 18 days, a direct vessel, or a 25 days, and if I don't have any cargo coming from you, then credit ends in 18 days or 25 days. We don't provide any plain credit or a simple credit to anyone, unless and until there is a recurring business. Okay. So we have a client, they are with us from last 15 years, 10 years, 1 decade, 1.5 decade, 18 years, 20 years now. So they know how we work. We also know their payment terms, how they also pay. So this is how we work. And if I see that, okay, this is your first shipment and the last shipment, then I will not release your cargo. And what happens normally, when I don't release your cargo means you have a goods worth of 100 rupees. Your logistic cost is hardly 10%, or say 12%, 40%. So you will not risk your 100 rupees for 12 rupees. It is like that. So that is the biggest advantage we have.
Understood.
And that's the reason you will not find a single bad debt in our balance sheet.
Got it, sir. Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. And best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Vaibhav Lohia from CFM. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. So I wanted to understand one thing. What is the PAT guidance for FY26?
Sorry?
What is the PAT guidance? Profit after tax guidance for FY26?
It is too early to project now. Too early. But we'll be growing. I can only, as a leader, I can only tell you that it will be definitely better than this. And we are going and moving in the right direction. So it is too early to say.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so during the March quarter, it is said to be the heaviest quarter out of all the 4 quarters. There's a very little growth compared to December quarter. So are you facing any slowdown in the business? Because there's only 4% growth being at the most heavy quarter among all these 4 quarters.
Basically, this is because quarter 3 was exceptionally well that we handled. It was better than the expected scenario, and quarter 4 has been also good. But when you compare Q4 versus Q3, definitely you don't see much of an increase because Q3 was very exceptional and Q4 was what we have planned and projected. But overall, if you see the overall financial results, it went from 270 crore to 500 crore. So that is the growth.
You have to see at the entire month. If you compare with quarter to quarter, as Ranjan has mentioned, then definitely quarter 3, we are not expecting that we have turnover or this kind of margins in quarter 3, but yes, we performed better. At the same time, what we planned for quarter 4, we have achieved that. So that's why if you compare with quarter to quarter, yes, you can see that. But if you compare with the entire financial year, then you can see the growth. What kind of growth it is there.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
One more thing that in previous Concall, we had guided around 750 crores revenue, if I'm not wrong. So are we still like around those numbers for FY26? If you share with me.
I will request all of you because 25-26 to give any projections as of now, it is too early because see, our industry basically, it all depends on the geopolitical conditions. We have to change a lot of strategy. But yes, definitely from past experience, 25 years experience, we know from where to get business, from where to get the margin, and which particular vertical will give a margin. So definitely out of our experience, we are also planning that. Let me be very honest with all of you. This year, we will be having our major focus to increase our gross margins as well as the PAT. Major focus. And you will see the growth. Top line definitely it will, by no means that when I'm talking about the gross margin as well as the PAT, we are going to compromise anything on the top line. But top line definitely will be there, only will be able to increase your margins. But the growth will be there, but it is too early to project anything about the gross margin. But yes, definitely good growth will be there. We are moving in a very right direction. You can see from past results also. Quarter to quarter we are growing only. Yes. But quarter 3, quarter 4, you can see that the marginal growth, but that we have already explained why.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Raj from Fident AMC. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
So my question again, I think you also discussed on the receivable part, why our receivables are quite high. But when we see we have been going at 70-80%, so with this kind of almost 180 days of receivables period, do we see any pressure on our cash flow? Because as such on our balance sheet, we don't have much cash. So going forward for higher growth, do we have to take additional debt to grow, or what is your solution going forward?
No. See what happens, Mr. Raj. As I was explaining you, the last fortnight we had a lot of consignment which is failed the end of 28th, then between 28th of March to 31st of March. And what traditionally you know very well. See, there are a lot of manufacturing industry. They do the export under EPCG scheme. So they also have a lot of pressure. So because of that, the movement was very high as far as last 15 days of the March is concerned. And that's why I don't see any debt requirement or any requirement in near future. I will be very honest. With the same kind of working capital, whatever target we are setting for our team will be easily achievable, and it will be definitely a good growth. So there won't be any problem.
Understood.
It will not put any pressure on that. Yes.
Understood. And on the margin.
So because the payments also we are getting regularly, there are no delays or no default is out of question, but even no delays. As per agreement, we are getting the payments. So there is no problem on that.
So out of the 190 crores of receivables as on March, what would we have received till now? For in April and May?
Out of those letters?
Yeah. Out of the 190 crores as on March.
No, but again, we have the working capital get blocked in the business what we did in last 2 months also, no? So, but yes, majorly it has come, and today also, if I honestly you, then almost 20 to 25 or 30% additional debtors what we are not expecting, we have already recovered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, on the margin front also, we have seen good expansion over the last year, around 12-15% margin. So what is our guidance on margins going forward? Will we maintain these, or we can improve at these margins?
No, we are planning to increase, but let's see how it grows. But definitely their growth will be surely there. Because as I was mentioning you, see, we are increasing the location as well as our major activity, NVCC operations. That activity is also going to contribute. So definitely you can understand from this that so there will be a growth, and growth will be quite good.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We take the next question from the line of Shubham Jain from Hem Securities Limited. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Is audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, can you comment on Red Sea issue and how it will impact our company performance in near future or currently, if you say something about the Red Sea issue?
See, Red Sea issue is more or less now, it is diluted. What it was before 6 months and today. See, what is that additional cost, what all the major shipping lines are charging in terms of, say, additional insurance, what they have to cover. And they were saying it is, different lines were taking the charges under the different heads. But it is already, you can say that it is already being digested by the shipper or the consignee. So that kind of rates are already been taken care now. So there are a lot of other vessel operators, they have diverted vessels also. So whatever impact which was there before 6 months, it's already been digested in the market now. So there won't be any much of a difference as far as rate issues are concerned. Unless and until कुछ major कुछ होता है तो unless अभी as of now it has gone now. That impact has gone.
So then, sir, if we suppose कि in future Red Sea issue खत्म हो जाता है, so then it will again benefit for us. मतलब अपन समझे यहाँ से margin अपना improve हो सकता है आगे जाकर?
नहीं, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि Red Sea का issue suppose अगर खत्म भी होता है, then also mainline vessel is not going to reduce the rate. See, they will come with some other charges. Okay. So it is very clear in the business. Once they know that yes, this kind of charges what they have levied 6 months back is already been taken care by the shipper or the consignee, they are not going to reduce it. So it's not going to impact our margin. And when these kind of issues are there, you always have a better chance to make more margins.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So it is not going to impact our margins. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from the line of Harsh Jahangir from Avendus PMS. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, I wanted to understand the unit economics of NVOCC business as to what kind of revenue you can make on one container and what kind of number of turns it can happen in a month's time, and what are our plans, what kind of margins are there in this business, and what are our plans in terms of number of containers we want to reach, let's say over 1, 2 or maybe 3 years timeline, if you could help us understand.
Okay. First, I will tell you, see, the margin and the top line depends on the container is going to which destination. See, suppose if I am talking about the Jebel Ali, and Jebel Ali you don't have chicken cargo. Okay. So container from here to Jebel Ali is not even $100 now. Okay. But if the same container, I'm talking about the 20 big containers. Okay. I'm just giving you an example. The same container, if I send it to say Libya. So if I send to Libya, then it is $2,000. Okay. So it depends how many containers and which sectors you are operating. So there will be a few trade lanes where we will be having our own specialization, and one trade lane where we have already started a non-sanctioned Middle East country like Libya. Libya is a non-sanctioned country, and again it's a gateway to all the Middle East countries. Basically, there are a lot of cargoes which are moving from India to Libya, like ceramic tiles and as well as other commodities. So what we have started, our specialization in Libya. The next target is to have another trade lane. So 4 trade lanes will be there where we have our specialization, and along with that, suppose if you are doing a business with me and you come and tell me, okay, I have to send 10 containers to Libya and 10 containers to say Novorossiysk, Russia. And if you tell me, and 10 containers also to Jebel, I cannot refuse you that, nahi, Jebel Ali ka main nahi lunga, ye 2 jagah ka main lunga. So it cannot be pick and choose. But at the same time, NVCC operation, day to day, you have to change. And I mean, day to day, you have to analyze. And day to day, आपको कौन से स्पेशलाइज एरिया में कितने कंटेनर जा रहे हैं, आपको बाकी के सबको गल्फ में, अपर गल्फ में कितने कंटेनर करने हैं, मिडल ईस्ट में कितने करने हैं, देन अगर मेडिटेरियन और से ईस्ट अफ्रीका. So these are our switches, and we are cutting our services to say Mediterranean sea like Italy, Giotaro or Genova. At the same time, we are also planning to start with Africa, that is East Africa, Mombasa and Jerusalem. So there will be 4 to 5 major trade lanes where we will be operating and we will be making our margins. At the same, when we send the containers to say Jebel Ali, Bahrain, Kuwait, Doha, these are all Gulf sectors where the top lines are very less and margins, even if it is 10%, they will be there. So you can imagine if I am making only $100 as a top line, suppose $10 milta hai. So we have to balance it. Entire operation has to be balanced properly. And again, you see the return cargo, from where we are getting the return cargo. So it's a big exercise basically. At the same time, आपने जो दूसरा सवाल पूछा है कि NVCC में how many containers? As of now, we already have around 2,000 plus containers, and our planning is to have another 2,000 containers during this year. So we will go slowly, but yes, even if you say 4,000 containers for this entire operation, the inventories are quite less, but we don't want to jump into the any venture unless and until we see that yes, utilization of the containers has to be more than 90%, 90-95%. So the growth will be there. We will be moving slowly, and then let's see how it takes up.
What are the margins, a general idea on margins in this?
The margins for NVCC operations depend. It varies from 10% to 15%.
10 to 15%.
Yeah.
Understood, sir.
When you are talking about the cycle depends. Suppose on an average, when we calculate for an NVCC operation, we take normally one container should move at least 5 cycles in India. Yeah. So that kind of working we do.
Okay.
So today suppose if one container is going to Libya, coming back to say Doha, from Doha it go to the Bahrain to India. So it is not that the containers which are moving from India should compulsorily come back to India. It cannot be like that. It will move to the where we are operating. So but one container must have a 5 cycle, not less than 5 cycles. And each container, from past our experience, out of our total inventory, the 50 to 60% of the container definitely pay just and detention charges. These are over and above the ocean freight charges.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
And sir, in our project cargo business, can you help us understand what all, other than transmission towers, what all other type of clients and other type of products you are transferring in this business? Any new client additions, new major client additions you have seen in last quarter?
See, basically, I will tell you what happens. If you see the Indian economy, the 10 years back or 15 years back, we were importing the second-hand machineries like earthing equipment, like JCB, Caterpillar, CAT, HAM, Then you have a lot of dumpers which are coming in. So the economics has completely changed because of the infrastructure development which are taking place in India. The highways, the national highways, the logistic parks which are coming in India. So now we have a lot of manufacturing units in India. They manufacture, and as per the government norms, the one single machine you cannot use for more than 2 projects. So what happens now? India is exporting this second-hand machinery to the Middle East, Upper Gulf and Gulf countries and African countries. So these are the areas where the second-hand machinery, the movements are very high. So exports are going in a larger scale. And इसमें क्या होता है कि the big road contractors, the mine operators, they are our clients and they are our direct clients, and they sell these machines and other spare parts along with the machines to these destinations. So we always in a month we have one client. होता ही है हमारा, यानी as of now we have around 10 to 15 clients as far as this earning payments are concerned.
Understood, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, that was the last question, and we conclude the question and answer session. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Rajan Shah for his closing comments.
Okay, so because of the time factor, we are not able to attend every question. If anyone has got any questions or anything, you please be in touch with XB4 Advisory. They will definitely come back to us, and whatever possible from our end, we'll definitely reply you. It may take some time, so please be patient, and we'll definitely reply you. The last end remark I can tell you, yes, definitely there were a lot of expectations and the figures expectations from every one of you. But I can only assure you the growth, what you have seen in the past, we are going in a very right direction with the right strategy, like adding on the locations, adding on the international locations. We are moving in a very right direction and growth will be definitely there. And thank you very much for listening, all of us, very peacefully. Thank you for your patience, and on top of everything, thank you for your trust and thank you for your support, and we're looking forward for the same trust and the support in future also. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you, and thank you XB4 Advisor. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of SJ Logistics India Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your line.
Thank you. Bye.